Alrighty, everybody. Welcome to the happy hour, Saturday night. Time to play. Let's see, who else we got in the chat here? We got Rebel, Saucy, Polo, Mike. That's what I got so far showing up in chat.
Is it Saturday night? It's way too bright to be Saturday night.
We have a storm out here, so it's a little less bright than usual.
It is sunny.
I've got my dog. Hey, Mark T, good to see you. I've got my dog down here. She got a little bit of CBD oil for the storm because I don't need it anymore for dog number 2. So I got plenty of stuff for her to keep calm during storms. Let me see.
Sorry, Meatball. I'm dragging. It's been a long day. I passed out on the couch for about 15 minutes, and of course, when you wake up from like a little cat nap, you're like, so I'm here. I'm not all here.
It's funny. I'm the old man, and he's the one dragging ass.
You are the old man. I'm the one.
And I'm usually the one who's sick as hell too.
It's too late. Staying out too late. Apparently, I can't do this. I wasn't out late yesterday either. Don't get it.
All right, Greg Farlow, welcome. Nice of you to join us.
Gregory is here.
And Mark T said that earlier. Let's see, who else we got? There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and hit the numbers. Mike, why don't you keep an eye on the chat while I'm bouncing through some of these images here.
Alrighty, I got this.
So let's go ahead. Of course, you all know that this is a sponsored happy hour. So while the views of this show are basically us, they never said we can't say what we think. We are getting a little bit of help from the boys and girls at AtGames to go ahead and put this on. They give us promotions, the usual, but I want to go ahead and just disclose that. Alrighty. And always on Saturdays, you got the times here, 5:15, 7:15, 8:15 is a pregame show, and happy hour, 2 hours, of course, 6, 8, or 9 p.m. Saturday nights. With that said, let's go ahead and take a look at our happy hour leaderboard last week. Last week was Alpha Mission, Mike. And see, did not get you on there.
I was not here. I did not have AtGames at the bar.
So we only had 11 folks in the leaderboard that night. Kudos to Gamer Nix for putting up one hell of a score in Alpha Mission.
Where's RB Wings? He must have been unavailable. He's always at the top.
Well, look, I don't think he played. So Saucy snagged second place, Rebel third. I drug up the rear there at 8. I was not feeling it. I was playing, but I was tired as heck. And with that game, let's see. These are our top 10 from last week. Bobby and Rebel, 4 points each. Saucy snagged 3. It means he didn't beat me in a game. I'll have to double check. No, he didn't. So BGGR 5807, Bossatone, Chevrolet, Fourth Try, Gamer Nix, Grokov, and PK Bullets rounded out the top 10 there. So, Mike, how close do you think it is for Season 1 here?
I'm guessing Rebel still has the lead by enough. By enough.
You'd be close. Bobby and Rebel tied 47 points.
Oh,
2 more weeks to play.
Neither can beat me in touch and go, so they're not getting that point tonight either.
It was funny. Rebel actually retracted his I will take a point for smash or squash. He basically was like, hey, you're playing too good lately, so if I have to earn it, you're giving me my point.
Nice.
Saucy is up there in third place with 33 points. RB Wings 2, 24. Does show he was in playing on the 11th week, but RB Wings didn't do much more other than play in the happy hour.
It's all right. Nothing wrong with that.
And we announced the winners last week. So let's go ahead and show who won on last week's show. Michael M0225 and T Slayer 0 won for the April 30th week.
I've been seeing that T Slayer name a lot. Yep. I know who he or she is.
We will be drawing here any second now for the May 7th, week 11. Let's see. Do I have that prepped? I have that prepped. Wow, Mike. I've actually had this show prepped for days. I don't know what happened. I literally had this whole show just ready to rock, waiting for one graphic image. I had free time. All right, that should be showing up there. The Wheel of Meat, indeed it is. And hey, that's cool. Hey, you got us on the side there. Did you do that, or did it do it automatically?
I didn't do anything. It got
All right,
fancy.
cool. That
It
is
got
actually
fancy.
set up and cools. All right, here we goes. I'm not hearing that thing.
I can hear it.
Okay.
Joe and D.
Joel and D87, congratulations. You will be getting a week of free arcade net sent to your digital locker.
A month. A month.
A month.
Not a week. A month.
Sorry.
You can have it for a week if you'd like, but you'll get it for a month.
All right, and let's go ahead. Let's see. Close that out. Open up the top tens for week 11. Did I hit the wrong one? Say yes, you did, Scott. Okay, there you go. Smaller selection there. And let's see who we got.
Survey says.
All right, Saucy. Let me
We don't
know
own it.
if you want it, because I already gave Grey Ghost a free month of ArcadeNet. That was courtesy of AtGames. That was something I won in the community-generated content. So they went ahead and said, well, what do you want to do with it, Scott? Do you want to keep it? Do you want to give it away? And they gave me the codes so I could give that away to our friend. So you tell me, Saucy, are you in or are you out?
He said spin it.
All right.
He wants
Spinny
Rogob to
again.
win it. Place your bets. It's like Vegas. Okay, no more bets. No more bets. There it is. Grokov. I told you he was gonna.
Oh!
No, he didn't.
Rebel is our winner.
Rebel underscore.
And I will go ahead and give Rebel a moment to see if he wants to go ahead and say neg. Let's see. Something is weird in my chat right now. It is like I'm not seeing the bottom chat.
Yeah, you
on that
sometimes gotta
screen.
maximize it and then resize it. Thank you, StreamYard. We appreciate that.
There we go. And still waiting to see if...
He says he wants to give it away. You gonna give it away to somebody you know, or are we spinning the wheel? Because they put it in your locker, so you're not gonna have an option to give it away.
I can go ahead and get a code. So, yeah, you can give it away, Rebel. That's what I'll
Instead
do.
of spinning again, as long as we got someone. It'd be cool if there was someone new who doesn't have a month or something. We give it to that person.
And speaking of not having a month, Mike, have you checked on how to purchase AtGames ArcadeNet lately?
Honestly, no, I never have. I never have looked into buying ArcadeNet.
I happen to be just going through the store, looking at products and things like that, and it seems they have made a choice to not sell 1 month of ArcadeNet anymore.
They should, because for $20, that's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, still, think about this, and this is, I'm actually going to have a little bit more of a discussion with them offline on this, but
During the weekend?
might be in
Because no one makes AtGames work on the weekend. Like that guy.
it may be some paperwork I might be filing with some ideas, but I mean, think about the folks who got the $50 Gamer Mini. $50 they spent on this. They got a control deck and a core.
I a second.
And those did not come with any free ArcadeNet at all.
No, they didn't. Nothing.
So I've got no way to try this out as a new user. And my only option right now to buy it is to spend $60 for 6 months on a variable I know nothing about. I can
Agreed.
play for free for 1 hour total for a month and play 5 games. I mean, it gives you a little bit of a feel for it, but to me, not enough. So I am going to sit there and raise my pitchfork and say they should bring that back. Maybe even discount it a little bit less than the $20. Make it 15. Make it 10. So it's flat even with what 6 months are for $60.
Make it where the first month is free regardless for all new users.
And I think that may be where their logic is coming from, is that if you buy any product from them directly, you've got free months.
Yeah.
If you buy from Sam's Club, one of their preferred vendors, you get free months, free tables, free this, free that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's only when you're buying from basically GameStop or maybe some of the smaller stores that you won't get them.
Funny story. AtGames earmuff. So, but I was formatting all of my pucks that I had because I was in preparation of selling them. And when I turned one of them on, it was connected to there. It's like, congratulations, you just got 3 months of free arcade net. I was like, okay. I don't know why, but it's in my locker. I have no idea why, but it's like, cool. I'll take that. Thank you.
So that is my little unscripted rant about ArcadeNet. So
sounds like a cheap printer deal. Yeah, cheap printers are great. It's only $49.99, but if you want toner, $700.
Tell me about it.
Always.
I mean, even my cool laser printer, that laser printer I've got at work, dual-sided duplexed, 4-cartridge kind of deal from Canon. It kicks butt. Love it to death. But it is literally $150 to get all 4 of those cartridges.
Yeah, you gotta get the high yield to get those 7,000.
Always get the high yields. Yeah, if you get Canon, get high yield because you're probably spending maybe 30% more, and you're getting about 50 to 80% more pages.
Wait, we talking UFC? I'm in for UFC, 9:00 p.m. 2 hours from now. The Polish Power Jan. I forgot to say his last name. He's fighting. I hope he wins. That's the only event I really care on that one because Thug Rose killed me last week. And if you watch that fight, you know what I'm talking about. She killed everybody. It was the worst fight of all time.
Is tonight free or is this a paper?
It's ESPN Plus.
Okay, I've got ESPN Plus
compared to the.
Yeah, but you were telling me about that.
Pay-per-view.
I went ahead and looked up, to get ESPN Plus, and I was like, let me look at it. So it priced up. I already have Disney Plus and Hulu Plus. When I looked at how much I would have to pay for ESPN Plus, it was negative.
Yep.
So I gained a third plus service, and I'm paying less per month. I looked at my wife and said, don't even ask. I mean, I can't explain it, okay? Why do we have this? Stop asking, all right? I spent less money. So, which is good because after 400 months, that'll pay for a cab from something, Anyway, okay.
Something or other. I can't get into Bellator. Just can't get into it. I was in the Strike Force when that existed, but UFC is good enough because it's every single week for the most part.
Yeah, I should be able to put ESPN Plus on the Roku TV in here. So
yeah, the card's already
on in the background.
Undercards on. I got some money, like I said, on Polish Power, so hopefully he helps me out there.
Cool. All right, so let's get back to us. Enough about everybody else. Let's talk about us.
Yeah.
What are we playing tonight, Mikey?
We're playing a new game that we haven't played in over the Prehistoric Isle of like 1930 or something.
In the 1930s, correct? Yeah. We haven't played that for a few weeks, but
I know, but it's still a fun play because it's so damn wacky.
And again, when I looked at the number of leaderboard games on the lobby that are not infinite quarters, there's not that many.
No. It'd be nice if they change some of those. Or, give us some more value for ArcadeNet, Buck, and add some new games. Even if there's some of the 100, 200, 300, whatever, how many games we have.
I mean, there's got to be some other games in there. I'll have to look at, what's in there. That can still be leaderboard.
Right.
So,
they can't keep doing happy hours because the games are limited on what we can play with the leaderboard. Help us out. Give us Class 1812 leaderboard. Let's go.
There you go.
Let's go. Why's it got to be happy hour, damn it?
I've heard rumors. Okay, yeah. No, we won't spread rumors.
I've heard rumors since last fall. So did you.
I've heard some a little more recently than that. All right, so last week's winners for everything ArcadeNet last week. Let's see.
Big winners.
We've got Area 51 ESD, Avenged Juggalo.
That's a nice name. I'm a big fan of one of them that's coming up.
I mean, well, it was funny because you got the tattoo of Avenged Angel, right?
We got Avenged Sevenfold going on.
Avenged Sevenfold, yeah.
So maybe he's an ICP fan. He or she is an ICP fan.
Chen Wayne Stein, BK 808, Bob Knox 66, Danitoba, Space Junk 420, Forwowit Schick, and High Roller.
It's like some of these names. What's going on here? If you pronounce this quick, what are you saying?
Exactly. I'm looking at this going.
I don't know what that means.
All right, so we got 3 core pluses out the door, and looks like 6 months of ArcadeNet. So congratulations, everybody.
Well,
and I do believe at the end of all of this, there is a big prize in this season 5. I think there's 2 ALU type prizes going out the door.
ALU type.
Yes.
Maybe it's the
Well,
mini, because really you don't need the ALU. But who
yeah,
knows?
you never know.
Minis are nice. I was playing on the mini this morning, actually.
I loved it. Yeah.
A flying shark, whatever the hell it was called.
Yes, that's what I played also. I was like, I want to play that on the mini because
Yes,
that
I
is
played it on the mini.
it's totally a vertical, shoot 'em up. So
Works like a
yeah,
champ. Yep,
let's
great.
do that. I would have played Dig Dug on that, but I have Dig Dug on my AtGames. What do you call those dongles? They had the
Oh, I had the
blast,
blasts.
the blast dongles. So I've got the one that has almost all the Namco stuff on it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a nice one to play on that. All right, so let's kick off this week. So we've got a wee bit of leaderboard action, and I think we actually get cool
Wait, did you just
music
drop
this time.
Did you just drop a pun?
Did I drop one?
Yeah, you said something about the tea. Show them what they won. I recognize one of those pinball games. Zombia is a Zack pack, right?
It's Zach. Yeah, it's
There's the
Zachary.
deluxe, I think. I might, or is that maybe that's spooky. I'm thinking of. There's some game. Is there a
not-
zombie deluxe?
Zombie. There are multiple zombie games.
Okay.
Yes. So this is the original Zaccaria table. So teed off one of my favorite tables.
That's a fun one.
It is. It
If only we
is.
can get some love. At Games, you promised us the pinball table announcement. It's the 14th. You only got like less than 3 weeks. Some new Gottliebs, nice and pretty looking, or an upgrade to the current Gottliebs.
If I was a
I'll give you my
gambling
money for
man,
that. I'll
there
give
would
you
be
money for that
there'd be some announcement going on
soon.
and
Soon.
something happening by the end of the month. What that could be, I have no idea. But if I was a gambling man, I'd say we need to get that firmware out.
Yeah, get that Core Maxim, because right now it's collecting dust. I mean, my USB is right here, so none of the pinballs are on or anything because it's not nice.
Yeah, and that Max just kicks butt. God, I love that thing.
I told you it's a powerhouse. It's as fast as the pinball, but it's faster because it's not running all that pinball stuff on it.
Exactly.
At least yet. If the new firmware might change that.
And and I'm waiting for that new firmware because I don't think that the pinball table or packs that's playing right now are the ALP packs. I think the ones that App Store X is seeing right now is the regular non-ALP
the
packs.
720. I think the description says 1080, but I think the description says 1080 on the ALU too. So
Yeah, and I think that the device itself is putting out 1080 period because I don't see my TV change resolutions. So, I mean, my TV starts up native 4K, and as soon as it gets into the puck, it's 1080p for everything. And I'm pretty sure when I'm playing, arcade net games like, I don't know, Metal Slug X, those are not 1080p.
What do you mean they're not 1080p?
I'm pretty sure that's a 240p game at best.
They were originally created in 1080. They just didn't know it yet.
All right, let me take a peek here and kind of go over the games again. So we got Zombie and teed off, as we said. City Connection. It looks interesting. I've heard things. I've never played.
I've heard things. I don't think I even know what it's about, but I've definitely heard of it.
And then Akari Warriors. I can't get into a lot of those games like that because of the way that we don't have a spinner / trigger gun. I mean,
so what are they showing there at the bottom? Is that the current all-time high score?
Those are the all-time high scores. As a matter of fact, I do
4 billion.
believe last week Vader won his own private leaderboard to be set up at a future date for beating one of the scores. I don't know if it was his own or what, but he beat one of the all-time scores, as you see listed here. And if you beat an all-time score, you get a custom leaderboard you can set up for a time, day, whatever. You pick the game. So that is some cool stuff. So the pinball games, as we said, you got Zombie and teed off. Some pretty big scores there to go after.
Yeah, 4 bill. Yikes.
City Connection is a built-in game. We heard about that on other platforms as well in the past, but I've never played it. It looks interesting. I've never spent the time. I'm going to give it a shot. And our boy Vader has got the high score on that, so let's see if anybody can go after that. And then again, Akari Warriors, million score out there. See who can get what on that. I'm not a fan of how that game plays. I mean, you get the joystick to move, and I'm not even exactly sure how the heck you position the gun, the direction on that. Have you played any of the Akari Warriors games?
No, I don't think I have.
I'm more of a side-scroller, Metal Slug kind of shoot-'em-up guy than these top-down, going forward, and weird aiming. I mean,
those are alright too. Those aren't terrible. It's like a shoot 'em up, but you're not shooting. You're not flying.
Now, if you could play that with two joysticks and have one joystick be direction, or walking, and one being where you're aiming, that'd be awesome. I don't even care if I don't have a trigger. Just fire whatever direction I'm pointing that second joystick in. That would totally rock for me.
Gunther has a question for us. What's up, boys?
Blood pressure, the usual.
I'm in the loft. So.
All right.
I'm in P-Dub's arcade loft at my house.
And before we kick into what is going to be on Tuesday's agenda, let's look at last Tuesday. So we sat there and snagged. Let's see. Hey, look at that. Raskull's in 10th place for the arcade version. Woohoo! So we played Zookeeper last week.
We're just out of first place by 150,000.
50,000. I was just almost there, man.
We're like one
right there. I could see it. But a lot of good names on there. PK Bullet snagged first place in both.
He did.
Did not get the all-time highs. Look at that all-time high for the arcade, 989.
That's gross.
That's insane.
That is gross.
But Bobby One got up there in the arcade. Balls a slapping. No Quarter OG, who is not No Quarter. If you've missed a few shows, Mike, there's actually 3 No Quarters out there.
Oh man, they all have no quarters.
Yes, they're all just broke as shit.
No quarters or anything.
And we got some of the same names over there on the pinball. But I think I was 11th or 12th on pinball. Did not quite make it there into the top 10, but did get a chance to play that. Put that off of here. I hate when you go full screen and you come back, you totally lose exactly where your context is. All right, so kicking off this Tuesday, it's going to be arcade game, and it's going to be a pinball. Mikey, announce it. 3, 2, 1.
It's going to be the Invaders of Space.
Yeah. It's a shame you can't play the arcade version on the ALP. That'd be neat.
Right, but we can play the arcade version coming soon.
Yes.
Maybe. But not for you and I. 'Cause we're going to get it free unless you buy it early.
Exactly. Yeah. Maybe we can talk Zhang into giving us a code for that. I mean, here's my receipt, okay? It's not as if...
I was just checking to see if I could log in. Congratulations, your order is confirmed. Right.
I told that story to somebody.
Back on the track. So, damn you, Space Invaders.
Yeah, I like that table. It's a different way of scoring.
Is that the first? Is that the first from Magic Pixel?
That was in the first Tato pack.
Right.
Yes,
That's why it was okay.
Yeah, that was the very first one. Plays a little different. It's not based on just 3 balls, and it has a kind of different scoring methodology on that. So, it's definitely a fun game to play. And of course, the arcade is a classic, so I can't knock that at all. All right, so the community generated content, guys, it is still the same thing going on till the 26th of this month. Show us your pinball rooms.
I got a pinball.
Exactly.
I got two of them.
Two.
Right next to each other.
It only counts as one entry, though, Mike, if it's one picture. Yes.
I'm out. It's the whole art. It's a whole AtGames side of the room, actually. It's five products all lined up in a row.
What have I missed in comments, Mike? It said it had 43 I hadn't looked at. Okay.
Looks like Matt just came in here saying sorry he's late. There's no late here in the basement corner arcade. The show starts when you walk in.
Although this is running a little late. Hello? Anybody upstairs? Maybe? Possibly? Honey? Okay. And that's gone. All right.
And it's over. And the show's over.
Video or just a picture of the room. They actually have, let me go ahead and make sure I'm not lying to everybody. I would lie to you, Mark, but I just want to make sure I don't lie to everybody else. I believe you could submit either or. So I'm going to share that screen that has the entry URL. Bada bing, bada boom. Yes, I am 18 years old. I just don't act it.
Yeah, video URL. So you can't upload it. You have to provide the URL to them.
So yes, either upload it to anything that has videos. That could be YouTube, could be Instagram. I'm not sure TikTok would work.
Just any sort of source.
Even if you went ahead and put it on Dropbox, you could do a private share of a video. So anything's possible. So yes, you could go ahead and upload a file or do a video and submit that, and they will go ahead and share that if they like it. And when I say share it, let me go ahead and pop up the gallery just so you know what the heck we're talking about if you've never been there before. And sharing another screen. You'd think I would have had this lined up, but I didn't think anybody was going to ask.
Yeah, I know, right? It's all Mark's fault. Excuse me.
All right, so from the gallery, link right there to submit your photos, or you can go ahead and see some of the entries on previous community-generated content. The Ultimate Big Mini Fun had a couple picks of the week. I recognize those kids. All right, those are my grandkids. For those who don't know, my grandson playing my ALU Mini, and then I did not get any love on the Ultimate Love for AtGames products.
Nope. We do not love AtGames.
Nope.
Come on, we're the official show.
All right, and then the Pet Gamers. Mike, I'm surprised that you did not make any entries on this one.
Reese's gives zero anything about the arcade. Unless I'm playing pinball, she wants to rub on my legs. That's as far as...
As I say, I thought Reese's has never gone into the playfield like other cats that we see here.
Nothing.
Huh. That seems to be a theme here.
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
I mean, cats everywhere.
Sometimes live on the Game Club Central stream, the cat will just magically appear on the playfield and then lay down, and then it's sliding down the glass.
So, I mean, there's some great pictures sent here, too. You can see some of these. I mean, some of these are practically, marketing material.
Sure.
Actually, mine have been used in marketing material. So go ahead and submit that, and there will be, I do believe, for the community-generated content, a big prize at the end of the season. So does not hurt to go ahead and send in a picture of your setup and let them go ahead and share that out. Kind of entice people to go, wow, man, I wish my basement or my family room or my whatever room was that cool. And you could win some serious stuff from it. So, easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, we are 15 minutes till happy hour. I'm going to rush through the last slide I've got here, and then we want to talk to you guys about something. Here is Play in May. Wow, that rhymed. Pretty snazzy there. For those who do not have a paid subscription right now to ArcadeNet, you are able to play for an hour. I'm sorry, it's only an hour. It's not me. I would say an hour a day if it was me. But you were, given a free hour to try out ArcadeNet and the lobby and play 5 games for free. So it's a little sneak peek of what's available. And this month we have Athena, Alpha Mission, Panic Road, Mega Twins, and the Grand Sumo. Panic Road. We almost picked Panic Road for our game this week. Only I didn't. Reason I did not is it suffers the same fate that many games do on the lobby. A and B are reversed.
Yeah, boy.
Because have you looked at what Panic Road is?
I have not.
It's a weird pinball like game. It's nowhere near a real pinball table. It's basically like a DOS mini golf kind of looking thing that scrolls up and down, and there's various sets of flippers on various, going up and down the whole playfield as it goes up and down. But because the lobby has its buttons reversed on so many games, your left flipper is B, your right flipper is A. I'm out.
Oh, that's a little difficult.
Yeah, that's almost like that one Spider-Man table that you play that goes into reverse mode just for a short while to mess with you.
That's fine for a mode, but not forever.
Not for a game I'm trying to put a high score up for. Heck no. All right. So that is what I had officially. But what I want to ask you guys, what is this, the 12th week?
Yeah, this is the penultimate week.
Penultimate. Yes, we have only one more week in our contract, and then our season will be over. So AtGames is asking us to submit if we want to go ahead and do a second season and what we want to do different. And so if you're watching this live, throw it in chat here, or if you want to put it in comments later on the video, or if you're watching this delayed and want to go ahead and give us some answers, feedback, go ahead and put it in the comments of the video. Want to know what the heck would you do to make happy hour, more enticing?
I want to be happier. Is Saturday night the night? Because me and Scott go offline. I'm like, Saturday night might not be a good night in the summer.
I can see that.
Selfishly, would appreciate that too.
For me, until I don't have the grandkids full time, it's probably the best night for me. Yeah. I get to sleep in a wee bit later in the morning. Not much. I get to sleep until maybe 7 tomorrow, versus my usual 6:30. But so what would make it better? We've already incorporated leaderboards, and that's been a hit.
That's gonna get copied.
Faster drinks to Raskull. Mark is onto something there. Yes, that would be cool. Let's see here.
Tournaments. Well, that's not. We're just talking like what kind of day would it be? Should it be the afternoon on a weekend? Summer is just yucky.
I mean, and to say where we came from as to why we picked Saturday in this time slot originally. One, none of our peers in YouTube that I know of are broadcasting right now. Two, it's a weekend, so a little more free time than a weeknight for most people, I think. Right. And then this time frame of playing not just 1 but 2 hours from 9 to 11 was to give West Coast folks a better chance of getting some play time in. Mm-hmm. So kind of where we're at on the whole thing. And just want to see what you guys think would be good for Season 2. Should Season 2 move to another night? Should we do this Monday night? Which would compete a wee bit with our friend P-Dubs. Or do we do it Wednesday night? I don't know. I'm looking for some feedback here in case we want to go ahead and do this. Let us know, guys.
Gregory, I ran some unofficial AtGames pinball tournaments on Saturday nights once upon a time. Some info said that we can have private tournaments soon. That never happened.
Yeah, and that's something that may be happening in the nearest future. But
that'd be awesome.
It's still, that's not lobby/online play,
right.
Which is
what.
Yeah, which is something that AtGames is asking us to help them, try to drive traffic to. One night pinball tournaments. I think we're going to see it this year. I think we're going to see something where you can go ahead and do a tournament. I think part of it is going to be, one, the interface for creating said tournament. If you're at the back end of the systems, these are not that hard to do, from my understanding, once you know how to do it. But creating a front end to allow for a tournament to be set up, we see it on FX3 easily. You can go ahead and set up a tournament in what, less than a minute?
In seconds. That's the pinnacle of the tournament.
It's like what, 3 clicks?
Yeah, click, password done. If you want a password.
Exactly. So it's right now a little more difficult than that, but it's something that I think they need to go ahead and do. Go ahead and have user generated leaderboards for whatever it is, any leaderboard capable game. I think having it for pinball itself would be great. So, that is good stuff. What did Saucy put up there?
Saying that this has been the best AtGames event since they've been around. We're not going a couple years, ever. Even though, I love AtGames. We have good ideas and we're making some positive changes, and he wants us to keep driving the boat.
Thank you, Saucy. We appreciate that.
We're trying. We push them. We're telling them, here's what we want to do. Like, hey, can we do a online leaderboard? And they were like, that's an interesting concept.
Yep. And Leanne, as you're watching this, you're not going to watch it live. You're probably going to watch it on Monday, your time. Go ahead and take that quote from Saucy and pass that up the line. You've already got some feedback from Gamer Nix and a few other folks that have asked me to pass on some feedback to you. So I know we need to talk. Are you having a talk with PK soon? Go ahead and share that information. Appreciate it. Hey, Adam, good to see you. All right, Mike. Well, I got nothing else but 9 minutes to kill between now and happy hour time. I know that at least 2 or 3 of those minutes will be taking care of this. So, what else you got on the agenda for tonight besides playing the leaderboard game? You're going to be sports gaming it, squash, touch and goes?
I'll probably be touching and going because, can't really be beat unless my joystick's in 4-way mode. Then I get beat because I can't move. I can't move how I want. I do like touching. It's a fun game.
And I do want to share the public service announcement. If you are playing that leaderboard game and you join somebody else's game, the joiner will not get credit on the leaderboard. The leaderboard score only records for the person who's hosting the room. So if me or Mike are hosting a game of Prehistoric Isle, you're welcome to come in and play with us. But your player 2 score will not go ahead and count towards leaderboard. However, we would count it as playing against us, or having your score beat us. So feel free to go ahead and do that. Just know that your score would not, as player 2, record as leaderboard. So public service announcement complete.
No, you cheat and goal too, Robert. If you want your point, you know where I'm at.
Yeah, I told him, I said, if I'm going to ever play anybody in goal, it's an automatic win. Just
he's passing the people he can't see, doing like one-timers. I'm like, yeah, you don't even know there's a guy there. That's pure luck.
Yeah, no, that is not my game.
No, it's fun to play because it takes 3 minutes to play. So I'm in.
All right, guys. So we have picked the winner for week 11. This is week 12. We'll be picking the winner for week 12 on next Saturday's show on the 13 or week 13. And then for week 13's winners, we're probably, because we don't know if we're going to have a second season or what, I would say to tune in to our normal Tuesday show. And that's when we'll go ahead and announce the winners for week 13 and then the season 1 winner.
Meatball's ready. He's going to do an hour leaderboard, hour head-to-head. He's going to turn on the UFC. So we're also the unofficial happy hour show for the UFC event every Saturday. So Dana White, if you're listening, we're ready for a sponsorship.
I think we can handle a dual sponsor show. That's not a problem. I will literally go ahead and we will change how we do this broadcast, and we will start just having product placement all over the screen.
As long as we get Joe Rogan, I mean, we even put like a logo up here like UFC. Hey, whatever you want. We got real estate to play with here.
We even have some other real estate you can use for advertising if you want.
I got a screen behind me. I'm going to run the fights on the screen behind me on our next show. Let's see how long till we get.
Mike, what I want you to do is go get a picture of a billboard that's for rent, and put that behind you.
Hold on, I think if you're gonna kill some time.
I've got 6 minutes to spare, man.
if you got time to kill,
Cybermind Arcade, thank you for joining us. We've only been doing this for, what is this, episode 42, Mike?
It's like almost a year because we started and then we just kept going and going and going.
Officially, this is only 12 times we've done it, sponsored by AtGames. But we've been doing this either Friday or Saturday for darn near a year now. Glad you could make it. And, you're welcome to go ahead and join us in the lobby tonight and play. And, hit us up next week. There's not a Ice Cube's chance in Hades that you could win Season 1 right now. Because there's, so much scores up there already for the last 11 weeks. But we do a Season 2. Would love to have you for all 13 weeks and see what we can do.
We got space. I'm blocking some of the billboard, but it's up. Whoever wants it. We will advertise for you. We are the show for the people.
Okay, this Shillisode is brought to you by... All right, guys. So it is... Let me see. Last comment on the board here from Cybermind Arcade. Come to your normal Tuesday show. Bobby Broadway. Okay. You've seen the Zombie Guys that game show so far. Jacob does a good show. He is just a master of production.
Yeah.
If I had just a fifth of the skills he's got.
A fifth. Interesting number that you went with there, Scott. You have bourbon on the mind?
This show brought to you by Jim Beam. All right.
There we go. We got plenty of room. You get a green screen. You can have Jim Beam behind you. I'll get UFC. AtGames, we need something from you. We're going to need a third person here.
Mike, if we keep going like this, we can retire from our day jobs.
It is. We're going to hand over fist. AtGames? I don't know. They're on the UFC? Or we got 5 minutes, too. Let's cut the cord here.
Maybe we could actually get these all to work together.
There you go.
AtGames could advertise on UFC.
There we go. You can have the whole pop-up, like Legends Mail. Enjoy the UFC while drinking your Jim Beam bourbon. For those
exactly. I could get all three of these together, and then on our show. Wow.
Now that's worth $20 a month for Arcade Nut. You throw all that in together.
If anybody out there wants to be our agent, feel free to go ahead and send us an email.
All right, in the show, we're way off the rails. We're off the wagon.
I agree. Where is that drink? All right, gang. 4 minutes, 3 minutes now. So get your Bluetooth headsets paired. Hope they charged up because again, Bluetooth is the way to go in the waiting rooms and live gameplay. So me and Mike, we'll see you there. That is, let me see, this guy.
Yep,
we'll see us in the lobby. And we're probably going to do the same thing that Sauce is going to do. A little bit of leaderboard, a little bit of play, a little bit of leaderboard.
And UFC.
Watch the UFC, baby.
And UFC brought to you by Basement Corner Arcade on YouTube.
All right, gang. I'm going to go ahead and find our outro and sign us out. Mike, I'll see you online here in a few minutes.
Yes, sir. Appreciate everybody. See you on the Arcade Nut.
All right, guys.